Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I just want to first start off and say thank you. Thank you guys so much for always showing me nothing but love and support, and for liking my videos, leaving me comments, and interacting with me. It means the absolute world to this blue collar truck driver. So thank you guys so much. And let's get into today's video. So in today's video, I wanted to make a video to help a lot of my younger audience. In some of my videos, I noticed that I'm getting a lot of comments from younger guys. For example, he goes by 002 spelled out. And it kind of breaks my heart when these young guys leave me comments regarding, he wrote, I have no path to follow. I'm not sure where to go in life. I get very jealous when I see my friends doing stuff with their life and achieving things. And here I am I feel like I'm left behind. And I'm stuck in retail, and I'm stuck at a job that I feel miserable at and just so frustrated. I don't know what to do. But after seeing your video, I'm interested in getting my CDL. And could you give me any advice on how to, become a truck driver, any tips? And I'm getting a lot of comments like this from a lot of my younger viewers. So I thought, you know what, let me make a video to help a lot of my younger viewers out there and give you guys my 2 cents and my thoughts, because I believe I can talk about this issue, because I was also once a young man who really didn't know what to do. I went to college, went to the University in Texas, became an accountant. I worked for the Federal Reserve Bank. I got my CPA. I worked at a public accounting firm have over 15 years of experience. And once I became a middle-aged man, I just was so miserable at my job. I thought I was going down the path that, the world kind of tells you to go down. Like, this is the path you should go, go to a good college, go get a good corporate job. And you should, that's, what you should do to have a happy life. And I lived that, and I was absolutely miserable. So then I became a truck driver. So, I've lived, I have a lot of experience, and I believe that, my story and my thoughts could help you guys out there. So the first thing I want to say is that if you are like 002, you're very young, 19, to even to your late 20s, you are still a child in my eyes, and you still have so much to live. And what I want to tell you guys is, if you're able to, and it makes financial sense, meaning you're able to get grants or scholarships, or you have parents that are able to help you, and if you're able to get financial aid that is subsidized by the U.S. government, then I would highly recommend, if you're lost like this young man that left me a comment, to go to college. And so many people watch videos on how they can invest money and how they can make a lot of money, by investing in crypto or the S&P 500. But the best investment you can make is in yourself, and that's by continuing your education. And I know that school is not for everybody, including myself. I absolutely hated sitting there. But your future self, if you're able to go to college, will greatly appreciate that you got a bachelor's degree, and you got a higher education, because it's going to lead you to get a good job. And going back to myself, I went to college, even though I absolutely hated it. My parents forced me to go to college. Looking back, I'm very grateful that I did, because so after I graduated college, it allowed me to get a good corporate job. Going to college and getting a good corporate job, and being able to climb the corporate ladder allowed me to be financially secure. I think I broke $100,000 a year at the young age of 26. I became a homeowner at that age as well. And I wouldn't have been able to become financially secure and, invest in my 401k for many years, and own a home if I didn't go to college. So my advice to you guys is, even though it sucks and you hate sitting at a desk, to do it and just grind and grind and grind and go to college and try your best to get a corporate job, especially if you're like if the commenter 002, and if you're stuck at retail, go to college, and you have to major in STEM. It stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you're going to go to college and major in something like liberal arts or basket weaving, that is a total waste of money. So once again, guys, if you're able to and it makes financial sense, go to college, guys, especially if you can get grants, if your parents are able to help you, and especially if the government's going to pay for it. Take advantage of it. And even though, corporate America might not be for you, just grind and sacrifice and work hard for maybe 5 to 10 years first, especially if you're 19, you're still super young. Then when you get to 30, after you've got a higher education, you save and save and save and climb up the corporate ladder and your salary gets higher. Then maybe when you're at 30 and you have a lot of world experience, business experience, then you can pivot to something else. But for the first 5, if you're 20s, I would highly recommend going to college if it makes financial sense, guys. And another very, very important piece of advice I want to give to my younger viewers, or just anybody in general, is that if you don't know what you want to do in life, while you're trying to figure it out, get a sales type of job. For example, maybe if you go to AT&T, like the phone salesman or a car salesman, because guys, being able to talk to people, being able to identify problems and communicate solutions to people, being able to network and being able to build relationship with people, that is a skill that will take you so far in life, more than a college degree. Those are the type of people, for when I worked at a public accounting firm, that were promoted to partner. The partners at major accounting firms, they make up to $500,000 a year. It wasn't the person that worked the hardest. It wasn't the person that was the most intelligent. It was the people that knew how to maintain relationships effectively, knew how to communicate and build relationships, that got promoted to partners at these firms, guys. And it is one of the best skills that could benefit your life the most, are people skills. And when I passed the CPA exam, in order to become a CPA, you have to work under another CPA for a year. And I was very, very blessed to have a vice president of a Federal Reserve Bank in Dallas sign off on my CPA license so that I could become certified. And the most important thing that I learned from him was just that having people skills and maintaining relationships with other employees was the best skill you could have in corporate America. And this guy, typical immigrant story, I remember he grew up somewhere on the East Coast. He was from Eastern Europe, went to a low-level school, but was able to become the vice president of a Federal Reserve Bank because he was so good with people. And when I first started with him, I job shadowed him. I watched what he did, and he was just so good with people. He would treat everybody the same. If you were the AP clerk or you were the president of Federal Reserve Bank, he would treat everybody equally with the utmost respect. And he just had a way, when he talked to people, that he was just so good at building relationships and just showing that you were important. And the way he talked to people, and I will never forget that lesson that he taught me by observing him and how he handled people. This guy immigrated from somewhere in Europe, didn't even go to a big name college, but he was able to become a vice president of the Federal Reserve Bank. So guys, it is so important that you develop these skills, especially while you're young. And to my guys that, you know, are unfortunate, can't get grants, know 100% that they're not able to get a degree in STEM, you know, science, technology, education, or engineering and mathematics. That was me. You know, I tried to do mechanical engineering, and after calculus 2, I was like, nope, this is not happening. So if that's one of you guys and you're just like, man, I just don't, can't get any help to go to college, okay, then I would recommend then then to go get your CDL. And so the first thing I would do, guys, is look at your state, one of your state programs here in the state of Washington. Google's your best friend. You know, you can't always rely on other people to give you the answer. Google. Washington offers grants, guys, for people to get their CDL. It is fully funded by the state. And so see if there's a program like that, you know, at, you know, in your state, and take advantage of free education. And when I was going to CDL school, there were at least 4 or 5 people that went through this program. They had, you know, lower level income. You know, I'm not sure what the exact process was, but they were able to get grants that were fully funded by the state, and they went on to get good truck driving jobs as well. And if you're not able to get a grant, work, you know, like 002. If you're in retail, start saving your money, and or even maybe put it on your credit card, something important like that, something that's very important that's going to benefit your life. I would highly recommend maybe putting that on a credit card, because once you graduate, you're going to be able to get a good paying job and you can pay that down. Also, there are a lot of trucking companies that will pay for your CDL and train you, and you're guaranteed a job afterwards as well. But you have to drive for them a year. That's what I did. You can also go down that route. And another route is community colleges. There are a lot of community colleges, a lot of technical colleges that also offer your CDL as well, to help you get your license. And you can also apply for grants there. And I'm pretty sure financial aid will cover that as well. And guys, definitely, you know, I haven't been to college in a very long time, so I'm not really sure. So you can always call. But, you know, shout out to all my younger guys out there trying to improve your life. You know, first, go to college. You know, college has opened so many doors for me. As long as you major in something that's STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, work on your people skills, guys. That is the most important skill you can work on, especially in this world, especially in corporate America, is how you interact with people and your level of skill on how to build relationships with people. That will take you so far in life, guys. And if your college isn't available to you and it doesn't make financial sense and you have to take all these loans out, you don't want to start life with $100,000 in debt. So if you're not able to do that, look for grants, go to your community college that offers CDL, and look at these mega carriers, guys, that, you know, if you're like these younger commenters that don't know what to do in life, reach out to them, talk to them, and see if getting your CDL that way is for you. But once again, these mega carriers and a lot of companies do pay for your CDL, but you do have to drive for them for a year. But, you know, it's hard to get a job right now, so you're guaranteed a job if you go down that route. So, guys, especially to my younger drivers, man, best of luck to you, and don't ever give up, and always invest in yourself. And don't put yourself down, guys. Never, ever put yourself down, guys. Like the commenter said, he feels kind of left behind and his friends are doing well. Guys, everything will work out as long as you work hard, and don't ever compare yourself to other people. Don't ever do that. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.